Good afternoon. Welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. An incident that left much of the downtown area without power in the morning hours occurred near the Bolivariano School. The cause is believed to be a collapsed electrical network.
Teleislas News contacted the firefighters to expand on this report, but they are still collecting investigative material. In the morning, there was an incident where an electrical network collapsed in the Perry Hill neighborhood near the Bolivariano Educational Institution, causing several light poles to fall off.
Esto comenzó desde las 7:45.
This started at 7:45 a.m. A Sopesa official called, and from that time until now, they let the damage spread, and it would not have been so serious if they had reacted on time.
El transformador comenzó a echar un...
The transformer started throwing sparks and we called to report it. But they didn't show up until the damage was done. It started throwing fire, the wires fell down, then this pole fell down and knocked down the other one. The poles are quite old. They don't do the maintenance they're supposed to do on them, so when these things happen, the damage is greater. It could have been more serious. Here we have elderly people who can't walk well. These people don't run on time to fix the damage, and when things happen, they show up as to show that they are doing something. But they should have made an effective move to fix it quickly.
Sopesa, firefighters, and telecommunication companies were present at the site to attend to the emergency that occurred. As soon as the energy company gives a report, this news will be expanded.
A 28-year-old woman was injured as a result of a shooting the night before in the San Luis sector, right next to the entrance that leads to the Antonia Santos El Rancho School.
In events that occurred last night around 9:30 p.m. on the San Luis Road, a 28-year-old woman was injured. National police officers were present at the scene after learning that several shots had been heard in the sector and a citizen was injured. The main road was immediately closed and investigations began by the CTI of the prosecutor's office. The woman entered the hospital with a gunshot wound in the right inguinal region. According to the medical report, she is stable and may be discharged soon.
With a peaceful ceremony, the port captaincy celebrated the 70th anniversary of the Maritime General Directorate in the country. The event was attended by civilian and military authorities and staff of the General Maritime Guild.
The 70th year of the General Maritime Directorate of Colombia was celebrated last night. With pride and satisfaction, Port Captain Marco Antonio Castillo highlighted the work of the institution to ensure the safety of navigation, port security, and the healthy development of activities at sea.
Hoy es un día muy especial.
It is a very special day because we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Maritime General Directorate at Sea. The MAR does not only work to ensure maritime safety but also seeks to promote maritime development. These are two essential concepts that always go hand in hand.
The celebration was held together with the Maritime Guild, strengthening the union for the development of the country.
En realidad es un evento muy sencillo.
It is actually a very simple event. We are accompanied by both civilian and military authorities and maritime industry personnel in general. The main objective is to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the Directorate and in turn honor and recognize the work of some officials who have excelled in recent years.
I think it's very important for me because I love sea. Without sea, I can't live. That's the reason why I live in front of the sea, and the sea for me is life. For all the islanders, we must be proud that we have a sea, and I'm begging the people to protect it and defend it from anything else.
The departmental government, through the Health Secretariat, seeks the formation of the Citizens Oversight Body in Health for the Archipelago Department.
With the purpose of forming a citizen oversight that is vigilant of the medical services provided in the Archipelago Department, the Health Secretariat will finish next week activities for the formation of the committee.
La veeduría ciudadana.
The Citizen Oversight body's purpose is to invite the community to monitor and control all health services, and the call is for this Tuesday, September 27 at 2 o'clock in the auditorium of the local government facilities. All of you can do social participation, housewives, professionals, among others, so do not be afraid to come because we're all participants.
The Health Oversight Committee will be in charge of exercising preventive and subsequent monitoring of the management process, making timely recommendations to the entities that implement programs, projects, or contracts that seek to improve the efficiency of medical services on the island.
In the last report issued by the IDEAM, it is recorded that it is already a tropical depression that is affecting the Caribbean Sea, so alerts are raised in the Guajira Peninsula, and authorities report that the archipelago should be attentive because this phenomenon could affect the island department in the coming days directly or indirectly.
IDEAM, as the entity in charge of permanent weather monitoring in conjunction with other instances of the National Disaster Risk Management System, reports that Tropical Depression 9 has formed and is positioned approximately 369 kilometers from Punta Gallinas near the Colombian Caribbean Sea. According to the National Hurricane Center, the system is currently moving towards the west-northwest Caribbean Sea with speeds between 20 kilometers per hour with sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and a minimum central pressure. The forecast indicates that regardless of the development of the system, it is likely to affect northeastern Colombia with heavy rainfalls and wind gusts over the course of the next 2 or 3 days. The entity stresses that during the next hours, the population should be attentive to the communiques and information issued by IDEAM and other local and municipal emergency authorities, especially in the insular zone of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina, and the Colombian Caribbean region. The entity stresses that during the next hours, the population should be attentive to the communiques and information issued by IDEAM and other local and municipal emergency authorities, especially in the insular zone of San Andres, Old Providence, Santa Catalina, the Colombian Caribbean region, and to heed the indications and recommendations of the control entities and emergency and response agencies. Therefore, IDEAM recommends activating and reinforcing prevention measures aimed at reducing the risks caused by this type of events, both to the National Unit of Disaster Risk Management and to the departmental and municipal councils of the Caribbean region, as well as of the archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina, and the Keys, so that together with the communities, the necessary measures are taken to avoid loss of human lives and material assets. IDEAM continues to monitor ocean and atmospheric conditions, and based on the analysis of forecast models and the evolution of the low pressures, will be communicating in a timely manner to the community and the National Disaster Risk Management System about changes in conditions or possible effects on the Colombian territory through special official communiques, messages in the media, and social networks.
Regional channel Teleislas will be part of a new proposal that seeks to exalt the country's tourist diversity through a journey that they can enjoy from their homes. It is the first docu-reality on sustainable tourism in which the 8 regional channels participate, called Ruta Colombia. If you want to know more details and participate, go to www.rutaporcolombia.com and fill out the form. Now we continue with other events that are making news in our brief news section of today.
The Ministry of Culture and the Secretariat of Culture conducted the socialization of the National Consultation or Agreement Program 2023. In this first meeting, the Directorate of Regional Development of the Ministry of Culture held a meeting with the territorial entities, artists, creators, and cultural managers of the Department of San Andres, a binding dialogue that allows tracing the work route to build a participatory manner the cultural component of the National Development Plan. The Coralina Environmental Corporation conducted environmental awareness work in Old Providence with boys and girls from the Bottom House Children Development Center, supporting the construction and strengthening of the CDI garden. From the hands of the miners, oregano, basil, lemon balm, and peppers were planted. The Environmental and Ecological Protection Group of the National Police leading the campaign A Day of No Car and Motorcycle in some areas of the department with the aim of raising awareness among the population of the archipelago in caring for the environment and promoting the use of the bicycle as a means of transportation.
With this information, we reach to the end of our broadcast, but we see you tonight at 8 p.m. with more Teleislas News. Good afternoon.